make sure you don't jump with the sucker in your mouth, okay? Got it, mister? So first things first, the main thing you want to focus on when you're doing back tucks or anything that involves you going into the air is making sure you have a lot of height. Now, again, like I said, a lot of you guys already know how to do some of this stuff, but just some tips to help you get higher into the air for safer landings. It'll help you be able to spot the ground a lot better, a lot of stuff like that. So first things first, something called setting. Now setting is when you jump into the air, you get your arms up above your head. I always say out of sight, out of mind. So if you can still see your hands when you're going for your flip, you're not setting properly, okay? So your hands need to be above your head. So what this does is this helps you lift your chest up more. So this helps you get into the air. Now, one thing to stray away from when doing this is once you throw your arms up like this, try not to let your head go back, because when your head goes back, your body naturally tends to arch. So then you end up here. So now you're cutting off all of your height to right here, and you're going backward and down instead of up and over, okay? So again, think of it more as an up flip than a back flip. Your goal is to go up, flip, then come down. So starting, you jump up and you set, getting your chest up nice and high. So here, push. Okay, so you see the height that I get jumping up and pushing. All right, so up, push. Now, one other thing to focus on, this will help you with your height. When you're going off of the floor, a lot of people just kind of jump and kind of keep their feet nice and flat. You can get away with that, but think of it this way. If you try to stand on your heels and jump, you can't go very high, okay? Or even if you just stay flat-footed. Flat foot and jump, you're only gonna get so high. So as you jump, push up and through your toes. All right, so as you jump up and through your toes, push. And that'll help with the height as well, okay? Now, a lot of people ask, how do you have all this explosive power? How do you have like the springs in your legs? So the biggest question is always like my calves. How are they so big? Now, a big part of that is exactly what I was just telling you. As I jump off the floor, and I've done this since I was a kid, training, tumbling and stuff. So as I jump off the floor, I'm pushing up and through my toes. So that's compressing my calves, flexing them really hard, and it's helping out a ton with my height, okay? So then throughout the years, that explosive power, it's very fast twitch muscle helps out a ton. So now the next thing is going backward and actually getting over, okay? So one big thing to stray away from is as you jump up and you set, try to make sure you don't bring your chest into your knees, okay? Now with a front flip, you can get away with that. With front tucks and other front variations, you can get away with that. You wanna go up first and then throw forward, whereas going backwards, you're gonna want to go up first. Once you're in the air, then you can lean back a bit and you bring your knees into your chest, okay? So it's a motion here, up and back. So I set high, go up nice and high first, lifting my chest, spotting something in front of me to make sure I don't throw my head back. And once I'm in the air, I pull my knees in and lean back a bit. Okay, so that helps with that fast rotation once I'm up top, boom. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys already understand how to flip and like you have a decent air awareness, especially because like a lot of you guys are gonna be in the garden champ community or trickers or tumblers already, but coming from my standpoint and being around a lot of the professionals in each of these realms, each respective community, a lot of them can do all this like crazy stuff, but then they lack some of the basics. So especially with like, I notice a lot with the garden champ kids, they do the most outstanding acrobatic things I've ever seen in my entire life on a trampoline, and they can do a lot of cool stuff on the ground, but they could do more, and they could take some of the stuff that they're doing on the trampoline that people are like, what the heck, like that's impossible. They could take some of that to the ground. Obviously not all of it, definitely not all of it, but some of that stuff could be done on the ground, and the way that's gonna happen is if they understand how to get more height with things. So that's again why I was stressing the importance of setting nice and high, getting your arms up, chest up, because the most common issue I see, especially with like, I grew up a backyard tumbler, and so backyard tumblers and backyard trampoline kids, the G-Tramp community, like that was what I grew up doing, like doing stuff in my own backyard. And I had to adapt and learn kind of the hard way, because I grew up on concrete and grass. I didn't really have a trampoline. But one thing we need to all start focusing on, because I see it a lot in like even tricking and all kinds of other sports, the biggest issues are arm stopping about right here, cutting off height, head throwing back, making you go straight backward. And yes, you have outstanding flip rotation, so you make it around, But imagine what you could do if you get up just that much higher by actually setting and doing things like round off into this, or round off back handspring into this, and getting a lot of height. That's when you get people who are doing double backs on grass and full ins on grass, and double layout has been recently landed on grass, and people doing double backs on concrete, which I don't necessarily recommend. It's very hard on the body. It's awesome, and it's like a super cool feat, but once you do it, just make it like a one and done thing, because the wear and tear is not worth it, I think, on your body. Your joints will not hold up. But focus on setting nice and high, not throwing your head back, and making sure you get those knees in nice and tight as you lean back once you're in the air. So I'll do a few for you now. Boom. So to gauge kind of how much height I'm actually getting, let's get a block so you can see. I'll stack some up really quick. All right, so you'll see in comparison, this is taller than me, okay? So you're gonna see, like, get a good gauge of the amount of height you can get, okay? Again, this isn't the gym, it's on a spring floor, so it's gonna be a little bit bouncier, but a lot of this stuff, well, all of this needs to definitely be applied to the grass or concrete, heaven forbid, if that's what you're doing. But focus on where my arms are going, how I'm not throwing my head back, setting up nice and high before I pull my knees in, okay? So here's this, I'm 5'6", this is probably like 6 feet, 6'1" or something. So it's a decent height. Need to move this out of the way. Stuck it. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I'm gonna start doing a little bit more of these tutorials. I know a lot of you guys have asked for certain ones, so like this is only the beginning. I'll be doing some in the future for maybe like the sitting handspring, which is obviously gonna be for those of you who are a little more advanced. And then for those of you who are super advanced, maybe like double layout and stuff, but I'll be doing like gainer switch, all kinds of other tutorials that will hopefully be educational and helpful for you guys. So thanks for watching. Love you, bye.